everyone, thank you for clicking on today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make Cedar's dog treats. For Cedar's dog treats, I usually use dehydrated chicken liver or beef liver. Today we're going to be using chicken liver. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the supplies needed are chicken liver, a dehydrator, cutting board, gloves are optional but I prefer them, a knife, and a strainer. So once I have my gloves on, we're going to go ahead and get out the chicken liver, dump it into the strainer, and rinse it with water. I usually rinse it for about 1 to 2 minutes just to make sure all the extra blood and stuff is off of it. Once the chicken liver is fully rinsed, I dump it onto the cutting board and I go ahead and get a dehydrator out. I prefer to work from bottom to top, so I take off the top pieces and set them aside for when I need them. Now that I have everything set up, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up the liver. When cutting the liver, you want to make sure not to cut them too small because when they go in the dehydrator sucks the moisture out of them and causes them to shrink. And if the holes on the bottom of the dehydrator are big enough, they can actually fall through it. So you want to make sure you have good sized pieces and you can always break them up when they're done. That's what I tend to do. The first batch cut up and ready to put in the dehydrator, I'm going to go ahead and get the second one out, do the same thing, put it in the strainer, rinse it until it's clean, and dump it on the cutting board and get ready to cut it. Now that I have the liver all cut up, I'm going to go ahead and start putting them in the dehydrator. Once I run out of room on the bottom, I go ahead and get the second rack and start filling that up too. dehydrator, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on and start cleaning up. When you're working with raw meat, I find it very important that you take all the necessary steps and sanitize and clean everything afterwards. That way no one gets sick from the raw meat. So here I'm just rinsing out the containers that the liver was in. And I'm rinsing out the strainer. The strainer does take a lot more time because all the meat pieces get stuck in tiny holes. So I work on that with a wire brush when I'm finished. Then I go ahead and rinse all the utensils, the knives, and the scissors, and anything that was near it or happened to get liver juice on, just to be on the safe side. Then I go ahead and put some warm water and rinse off the cutting board. Once I'm done with everything, I do make sure to clean and sanitize all the utensils, including the cutting board that I used. I do wash everything very thoroughly after I'm done. Once I'm done washing everything, I then get a Clorox wipe and start wiping down the counter. I then go ahead and put the containers in a plastic bag and put my gloves in there and go ahead and tie it up nice and tight and put it in the trash can. Then I go ahead and get another Clorox wipe and wipe down anything else that I missed. When liver is dehydrated, it smells very bad, so I dehydrate it outside. Then once the liver is outside dehydrating, I get another wipe and wipe down anything else that I missed that was underneath the dehydrator or hiding anywhere else, just to be on the safe side. Then I clean up and put the excess dehydrator pieces back. Throw any towels or anything in the laundry room. And I make sure to wash my hands very thoroughly with warm water and Dawn dish soap. Then I get a clean towel and I dry my hands. And now we wait for 2 to 3 days for it to dehydrate. Well, little update on the treats. I went out there this morning and they were gone. So I believe some animals got into them and the dehydrator is now broken. So I'm gonna have to figure out another way to get treats. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.